Welcome back to the podcast. We have had many, many conversations in our DMs with many of you who are showing us some serious patterns of where you're stuck and where you want to be, and some of the hang-ups that are keeping you where you want to be. So we're seeing some recurring patterns with business owners who are wanting to get to the next level in their business, whether that be income or hiring a team member or just making that next move. And it's almost like you know what to do, but you don't know how to get there. And there's this like wall up between where you are and where you want to be. And the recurring theme that we're seeing is your gut instinct is just to chase more money, to chase more sales, and feeling like that next sale is going to solve all of these problems that are coming up in the back end of your business.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a conversation we wanted to bring to you because we want to shed some light around some of those patterns that we're seeing that are keeping you stuck. And what we want to tell you is going to make the biggest difference in order to overcome those challenges and actually see some progress in your business really, really quickly without actually having to change how much income is coming in potentially. A quote that comes to mind right off the hop is, even when I don't have enough money in my business, I feel better just knowing my numbers and where I stand. That was said by someone who took Mind Her Business. And so I want you to know that we're going to dive into some conversations around money management today. And Becca, I want you to start us off with this conversation because you've been in a lot of DMs this week where you're hearing this firsthand from clients. So tell me, like, what's coming up for you right off the hop?
I'm going to try to talk slow because I really have a lot to say about this, and I want you to hear the words. So what we are noticing and what we are hearing is you are stuck in one area, and this one area looks like these swirling questions that you don't have the answers to. Things like, why do I not have money at the end of the month? Where is my money going? What am I spending my money on? Do I have profit? Can I pay myself? How much could I pay myself? How much do I have to make to pay myself $5,000? Like, whatever the mark is. You don't have answers to those questions. You don't have the clarity that you need to be able to answer those questions because you don't know your numbers. And so, yes, we're going to drive it home again today. Knowing your numbers makes everything else easier. And so, what we're noticing is when you're stuck in this cycle of swirling questions that you do not have the answers to, your first instinct is to drive more sales to the business, to go out and get more sales, to maybe even increase your prices so that you're making more when the sales come in. And here's what we know: you could be the best salesperson on the face of the earth and you can still be broke. It does not matter how much money you are
Ouch.
making. Right? It's so true. It doesn't matter how much money you're making. It doesn't matter how much money you want to make. What matters is what you are able to do with that money when you are making the money. So I like to tell people, and this is a really good visual, I want you to picture a colander in a kitchen. And if that business is the colander and you are really good at sales, you have a lot of water pouring into this colander, right? The sales is the water. It's just flowing in. But you're trying to hold water in a colander and you can't. It is absolutely impossible to keep the water that you are pouring into your business, right? That's what your business is when you are really good at sales, but you have no money management. The business is receiving money and money is leaving the business as quickly as it is received. And you don't have anything to show for that business, right? You don't have anything to show for that money, for all those sales that you're making. So when your first tendency is to drive sales, what I want you to stop and think about is, when that sale comes, how do I get to use that money? Or am I just making up for all these expenses that I have? And is it going to go to paying for this thing that I want? Are you just like getting a sale to pay for something else? Or are you getting sales to be able to provide for your family, to pay for the things that your family wants, that you want to be able to do? The reason you started this business, like, come on. All of us started this business because we wanted to work less, we wanted to make more, we wanted to provide for our family, and we wanted to be able to take vacation whenever we wanted to. You cannot tell me there's a person who has started a business who does not want at least most of those things, right? Maybe not all of them. But without money management, those things are going to be nearly impossible, if not 100% impossible, because you don't have the skills and you don't have the habits that it's going to take to keep that money from all the sales that you're making. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, what's coming up for me is when your goal is to make more money to solve your money problems, it's like the new money coming in is gasoline on the firestorm that is your money habits. It's just causing, the saying, I heard it when I was young and it really stuck with me. More money, and sort of like more money, more problems, but like it was more like the more money you make, the more money you spend because you upgrade, right? You get a bigger car, you get a bigger house, you buy more gadgets, and it really comes down, we see so often the money, the money struggles that a lot of our clients think they're having. It really just comes down to they're not creating awareness around where their money is coming in and where it's going. Therefore, they have no habits because they don't even know what they're working with. And what we know is that money tells you a story and it gives you information and it gives you data. As a CEO, as a business owner, how can you make decisions if you don't have data and information to base those decisions off of? Like, we're scientists of our own money.
Mhm.
How can we make conclusions if we don't have data to look at first?
Yeah, you can't guess your way into money management. That's exactly why people who win the lottery, like, I think the study, I don't know exactly how many years, but very shortly after winning the lottery, they have not only don't have the money that they won, now they have even less than they did before they won the lottery. And that's because they got a windfall of money, but they didn't get a windfall of habits and education and knowing what to do with that money and knowing how to make decisions and knowing what is the next best step for where I am right now and how to align your spending with what you say your goals are for your family, and for your business. That's what's missing. And so, what we're seeing is you guys are trying to be lottery winners. You have no, I won't
That's
say
a
no,
really, excuse me, that's a really
are.
good way to look at it.
You're working towards a windfall of money to solve problems when that is not the solution. That could be a huge bonus for after you have money management education, you have the habits, you have the skills, you have the accountability, you have a way to make decisions easily and confidently. Then when you get a windfall of sales, then you know what to do with it and you get to keep most of that money. Like, who doesn't want that? So, they say sales is the oxygen of your business. Don't believe that at all. Sales are crucial for your business, 1,000,000%. And you can sell until you are dead and have nothing to show for it.
So I want to circle back. We know that your goals are to make more money, maybe to hire somebody to support you in your business, whether that be a coach or a course or even a team member, a VA.
Mm.
We know you want to save more of your money to be able to invest, to travel, to be able to work less if that's one of your goals, so you can be more present with your family, maybe be more at home with your kids. And you want to feel like a confident business owner and a CEO, like the true CEO of your business that you know you can be. And we also know that you are currently not clear on your profit margins, your revenue, how much money you have, how much is coming and going, where it's going, and how much you can actually keep so that you can pay yourself and work towards those goals. We know that your solutions currently are often chasing more money, chasing more sales, avoiding your bank account, hoping it'll just kind of work itself out and playing the ostrich in the sand game. What what do our clients who focus their time, Becca, on money management? They really invest themselves in building habits around their money management and learning what is money management and how do I do it? What do they see once they implement those skills, like build those skills and build those habits? What are you seeing in our clients?
Well, first of all, most of them come in thinking the same thing that you are thinking right now. Money management is boring. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
it is to you, but it's really fun for us because we know what to do to manage the money, to make the money work for us and for our goals. And that's what they get inside Mind Her Business. They have the confidence to start making decisions about their money instead of letting this happen to them, letting situations happen to them. One woman said last week that where she's nowhere near where she wants to be. And yet, even 4 weeks into the program, she feels so confident that now she can make decisions for her family today that serve her family today and also set her family's future up for what they want it to look like, for how they want to feel, for how they want to live, for the investments that they want to make. And they're finally going to have answers. How much can I invest? And is that enough for what we want to live off of 20 years from now? Like those are the decisions you get to make. So if you think money management is boring, I want you to think about the word manage. And it literally means to take control of.
I want to
That's
read.
boring.
It is not. Taking control is so relieving, and that's the beauty. I want to read what that client said specifically that you're referencing. She said, like her words were so powerful. She said, just tracking my numbers has been game changing for me. Something about physically having to do it has been really eye opening.
Mm. Mm.
That's why we talk about having a money date every single week, at least once a week,
Yeah.
if not twice or daily, checking in with your money. Like these are not that I know that even just saying that, I'm like, wait, I know that that makes you panic. Because the thought of opening your bank account every day is probably really intimidating if you are not consistently doing it and if you don't know what to do once you open it. But that's why having the simple skills of knowing what to do when you open that bank account, of knowing how to manage your money, is a game changer. And that's what this client said
Mhm.
just a few weeks into starting to track her numbers, starting to look at them consistently and having that accountability to show up for your money, for your numbers, because ultimately showing up for your money means showing up for your goals and your money values. Like how
Yeah.
does your spending align with the goals that you have and the values you have? That's what money management does for you and for your family. So I want to share before we close out this week's episode that we are opening, or we have opened the doors to another round of Mind Her Business, and it begins in October.
Mhm.
And if today's episode you are thinking, man, they are, hitting the nail on the head. And if this is speaking to you and you're kind of raising your hand as you're listening and nodding your head and giggling along with us, because we both know that that was us in the beginning. We want you to DM us on Instagram at Becca Gonzalez Co. and just say the word podcast so we know where you came from. And we can ask you a few questions and see if Mind Her Business might be the next best step for you.
Yeah.
This is a non pressure, situation. We are not looking to convince anyone that this is your next best move. Our goal is to give you the space to be accountable to the goals that you have for your money and for your financial future. That is it. Our goal is for you to feel like the confident CEO that you want to be. And our goal is to show you that money management and things like tax prep can be really simple and really easy, because it's a skill. And the beautiful thing about a skill is that it can be learned by anyone. It is not a talent. It is not something you are born with. It is something that you need to be taught and that you need to create habits around. And that is what we do with our students.
To close this out, I'm going to quote one of our clients, a different client who 2 weeks ago said, "When I came into Mind Her Business, I thought that I was not making enough money. It turns out we were spending too much money and we have plenty of money to hit the goals that we have for our family." And that is almost always the case. It's almost always the case. And so, what you don't know, you can't change. Let us help you. Let us help you uncover the things that you can change so you can reach your goals.
We'll see you on Instagram.